A governmental resolution issued in 1963 assigned a team to produce assault transport and missile wing in-ground machines. Their dimensions were supposed to exceed all previous Alexeyev's projects. Therefore, the prototype sample had the same size as the future combat vessels. It was the KM wing and ground machine. The giant was 100 meters long and had a wingspan of 38 meters. The fin was at the height of a 7-story building. Until the Maria heavy cargo airplane appeared in the end of the 80s, KM was the largest aircraft in the world. KM's peculiarity was that with the dimensions of a vessel, its performance was that of an aircraft. It was built by specialists of the Gorky aircraft plant. The bottom was made of the shipbuilding alloys, while the top was shaped of the aircraft metals. This wing and ground machine had no match in the whole world, and its construction was unique. The Gorky reservoir was too small for tests, so KM was relocated to the Caspian Sea. By the way, KM meant simply a ship mock-up. But in the West it was called the Kaspian Monster. It was easier to make taxpayers believe in the necessity of an antidote against such monsters. To be frank, the Kaspian Monster perfectly matched its name. Impression grew when the monster started moving. The roar of 10 jet engines with a thrust of 10 tons each created fear and respect. Eight boosters were placed on the front pylon, while 2 cruise engines were mounted on the fin. The crew of the first flight consisted of 31 people. Rostislav Alexeyev was at the wheel. There was an order in the ministry prohibiting top managers to pilot prototypes. First, there were gliding flights, and then flights with the use of the wing in ground effect. After a series of tests, it became clear that the body's strength made according to the aircraft norms was insufficient. The body had to be reinforced, and it took a long time. But still, the machine proved to be phenomenal. It flew stable at a height of 4 meters with a speed of 400 kilometers per hour. Those who witnessed the flight were absolutely fascinated and proud. With a roar and sprays at start, the flight itself was calm and gallant. If the machine was lifting off, it was enough to reduce acceleration and the vessel would smoothly return to surface. It was the landing that was not at all smooth. It resembled a fast ride in a farm wagon over a cobbled pavement. In general, the KM tests showed that the wing in ground machines of such a size could fly, and fly excellently. The government also assigned Rostislav Alexeyev to build a missile wing and ground machine. The new vessel was called the Loon. It was a unique missile-carrying wing and ground vessel. In fact, it served as a high-speed launch pad for the Mosquito supersonic anti-ship missiles. Missile containers were placed right on the vessel's back. The Loon's weight of fire was similar to that of a missile cruiser, but it was 10 times superior in speed. It was low observable and maneuverable. Besides, its construction cost was significantly lower than that of a cruiser. The vessel's dimensions allowed it to take off at seas of up to 5 points. The Loon's layout repeated that of the Kaspian Monster, but was a bit smaller. It was floated out in 1987, and 3 years later, its trial operation started. Loon was tested as a rescue vessel. Its floating wing served this purpose best of all. The Loon's second copy was started, but not finished due to the Soviet Union's collapse. Interesting enough, but only USSR had these exotic machines. In absence of any complete and reliable information of the Orleanik and Loon programs, Western specialists regarded the threat coming from the twosome as very serious. For Europe in the first place. Indeed, it was very difficult to intercept such a fast vessel. Flying above the water surface, it was invisible for radars. Hydroacoustics could not hear it. Neither mines could stop it. While its range allowed to deliver an assault force to any European shore.